Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to CodeBlaque. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you guys. So I'm back, you guys, with another video about this whole situation with Eric Holder, the guy responsible for the murder of Nipsey Hussle, and the guy responsible for shooting two other men that same day. One of them, I have an interview that we're going to listen to. He did an interview with VLAD TV where he kind of broke down the events that happened up until now. And so I think this is very important because there are some key things that this man says in this interview that I think have strong parallels to why I believe, there was a hired informant, like there was someone who was hired to do Nipsey like that. We got to pay attention to the parallels. And so in this video, I'm going to break down those parallels. I don't want to hold you much longer, but I do want to kind of give you guys some background about the victim. So on the day of the murder, you guys know Nipsey Hussle was murdered on it was Sunday. And that same day, it was two other men that were standing outside that were also victims of shot as well. One of them was shot at, the bullet grazed him. The other one is the guy that is on the video. He's in jail right now. And so he was shot in his back, and he's actually in a wheelchair, and he's been in a wheelchair ever since. And he talks about that as well in this in the video he did with Vlad. But he's 56 years old. He did 25 years in prison for murder. So in 1994, he murdered someone, and they gave him 26 years to life. Out of the 26 years, he did 25. He's only been out for 7 months, and because they're saying that he violated his parole because he was in connection with a known gang member, he went back to jail. They took him back to jail. So I'm not going to hold you guys long. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video or into the interview.
Exactly. Really just a tragedy overall in terms of what happens. My, extreme apologies for what happened and also how you got treated afterwards. How are you doing right now?
I'm hopeful talking to you, but I'm feeling bad as hell because I don't have no pain meds, nothing. They pass me by. They don't treat me. They treat everybody else in the ward. They don't treat me. First they say I'm here for a parole violation. I said, okay, I can go for that. Then they say, well, no, that's not your charge. What's my charge? Oh, you are eyewitness. I said, well, which one is it? Eyewitness or parole violation? What is it? It's a conspiracy. What is it? Come on, man. Tell me. Talk to me, man. I just did 25 years to life and gave it back to him clean.
Yeah.
So I want to stop it right there. I want you guys to pay attention to what he just said. So what he just said is that they basically picked him up. He asked, what am I being charged for? They said, oh, well, you're being charged for a violation of your parole. This is why we're bringing you back. So then he says, then they changed it and they came back and said, oh, well, you're an eyewitness. Now, I've done my research. I've never known it to be a crime to be an eyewitness to a murder. He was an eyewitness to a high profile murder, and they took him to jail. And when he got to jail, they tell him, number one, oh, well, you violated your parole. Because they're trying to say that, because he was in connection to a known gang member, which that known gang member they're saying is Nipsey. And we all know Nipsey is no longer with us anymore. So Nipsey is dead. Nipsey was a victim of a violent crime. And he's the witness. The guy that's on the interview is a witness. And he's in jail right now for basically being a witness. Okay, this is not making sense. This is why I'm saying we got to look at the intricate details, because it's in those small little details, things that we don't even think matter, they do. It's in the small details where we really, really find, if not the truth, we find some of it. And when we find that, we have to piece it together so that we can make sense of it. So I'm going to continue to play it, but I want you guys to pay attention to the details, and I'm kind of going to stop along the way as we go throughout this video. And I also have another video to show you guys of a known informant who basically breaks down the game. He's on video breaking down the game. He was a known informant, and you know, he gives us the game about how he was an informant and about working for the government. So you guys want to stay tuned so that you guys can see that video as well. And I also want to give criticism to VLAD TV, because it's a lot to be said about this interview. This man should have a lawyer. This man should not be speaking to the press whatsoever, but I'm going to go over that with you guys at the end. Let me finish playing this video.
5 hours in the board of prison terms defending myself. Went from 11 to 4. You know, come on. Tell me what's happening. Y'all released me, and now you want to put me back in prison for coming in contact with a gang member who's really a voice of peace of the public? Which is it? They got to make heads or tails of what's going on, man. I'm not feeling it, but I'm hopeful talking to you.
Well, where are you located right now?
I'm in Central County Jail. Okay. 7,000 floor.
And just so people understand kind of the full story of what happened, what did you originally get convicted of, and what year was that?
My original conviction?
Yeah.
Was murder.
Okay.
94.
Okay.
That was the year 94.
Okay, and how old were you when you got convicted originally?
Around 32 or 31.
Okay.
I just want to say something really quickly, you guys. So just imagine this. Just imagine this. They're saying that, oh, well, because he was connected or around a known gang member, that he was in violation of his parole. Mind you, he did not know Nipsey. He went to the store to pick up some clothes that Nipsey was giving him, donating him, because he wanted to help him, because that's the kind of person he was. And going there, you know, he ended up getting shot. But they're trying to make it seem like, you know, he was like, he just kind of had this you know, this relationship like that with a known gang member. Come on, you guys, this is a bunch of crap. It does not make sense. Again, let's listen to these very intricate details about what this man is saying. It's not adding up, you guys. It's not adding up. Listen, it's not adding up. That's all I want you guys to do. I want you guys just to listen.
And they gave you how long for that?
25, 20.
One more thing. He's a lot older than Nipsey. This man is 56 years old. Nipsey was 33 years old. This man had been in prison since 1994. In 94, Nipsey was a child. Okay? He was a child. There's no way there could have been anything. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to break this down and say this anyways, but I just want you guys to also think about that as well, because again, it does not add up. Eric, like I said, I've said this before, Eric Holder, the guy that shot Nipsey, I believe he was somebody, he was hired to do that, you guys. That's just what it is. So that don't add up.
Cheers to life, because it was done with a knife. So they put another year on it, so that made 26.
Okay. And how long did you end up serving altogether?
About 24 and some months, about 25 years.
Okay. And you got out last year?
Yeah, I got out last year about 3 months before December.
Okay. And I guess you had a daughter when you first went in?
Yeah, I had a daughter when I first went in. She was 5. When I came home, she was 29.
Okay. So what was it like to do that many years and then suddenly walk out and be kind of reacclimated into the outside world?
I'm going to skip over some of this.
It was strange. You know, like Eugene Henry, he gave me some money. He said, look, man, it's going to take a little while, but you back. So just take it one day at a time. I said, okay. He said, don't let it overwhelm you. Just take it one day at a time. You know, we were raised up together. I got out. I took a selfie with him. He's a celebrity. Or 7. When I got locked up.
Right. So you know he first signed Nipsey, and we actually went into that whole story.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you know of Nipsey before, while you were locked up before, or any of that sort?
No, he was a kid, as a child. He probably was 8 years old or 7 when I got locked up.
Right. So you had no affiliation with him at all?
At all. Not at all.
At all. Got it.
Somebody gave me a couple of pictures and said, hey, that's the new rapper. I said, is that right? Yeah. So when I got out, I took a selfie with him. He's a celebrity. Everybody's taking selfies. Let me take one. Okay,
so let me pause right there. Now, is it a crime to take pictures with celebrities? Because let's just be honest, there are a lot of celebrities that have been to jail for something. And, you know, anybody take pictures with celebrities, and we don't really take into account what type of run-ins they've ever had, you know, with the criminal justice system or whatever. So this is a man, he's getting out of prison. Mind you, he's been in prison since 1994. There wasn't no such thing when he went in as a smartphone. That's number one. And number two, he's out. He's trying to get reacclimated into society. So the last thing he's worried about is trying to figure out who to knew this and who to knew that. This man is probably trying to get back on his feet. So I believe him when he says that he didn't know Nipsey other than him being a celebrity. And if, you know, most of us, you meet somebody like Nipsey, not only is he a celebrity, but the man is hella cool. You know what I'm saying? Hella humble. Just like everybody that has ever come into contact with Nipsey had nothing but good things to say about him. So just imagine being someone who you just got out of jail. You about to meet the man that somebody's telling you a celebrity that's going to help you. He's going to give you clothes. I mean, who wouldn't take a picture? So, I mean, these are things that we have to think about. These are the small details that we have to think about. Because mind you, this man is sitting in jail right now. But the getaway driver, the woman that was driving the car when she drove Eric away from him, from basically committing the murder, she drove him away. And then it was a few days before she even turned herself in. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that the world was looking for this man. So that within itself is a crime, but she's at home right now. She's not in jail, but then he's in jail. This does not make sense, you guys. It's about logic. Don't listen to people. Don't listen to the news. Don't listen to anybody. This is about logic, putting 2 and 2 together, piecing this stuff together. That's what we have to do.
That's on my phone in front of the Marathon store.
Okay. So the day of the incident, can you describe what happened exactly?
Me and my nephew were going up the street to console somebody else's parents because they just lost their parents. So he said, you don't have to keep wearing that shirt. I was like, what? He said, this shirt. I said, it's clean. He said, look, it's dingy. You're in the new world. You're not in prison no more. You can pull right. He said, matter of fact, they don't miss you in a lot, so you could pull right in and grab you a fresh white shirt. I'm like, okay. So when I go in there, they didn't have the white ones that I wanted. I said, when y'all gonna get that in again? He said, well, they're gonna miss you a lot. Go talk to him. And I talked to him. He said, that'll be about a week, bro. I said, okay. And when I said it, it was all bad. The gunman turned around the car and shot me, then shot Nipsey. And then shot my nephew. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what the hell? You know, but I fell on my stomach. And all I could see was people's feet. I couldn't see nothing else.
Relationship. But what you're saying is that you had no idea, you know, you guys didn't know each other at all. You just showed up and you ran into each other randomly.
No, I know him because I took a few pictures with him.
Right.
Like that. But so the parole officer was like, well, you have gang affiliation. I said, look, man, I know Nipsey about as much as I know you. You my parole officer. I met you. We've talked a few times. That's as far as I know him.
Yeah.
Now, when I first came home, Nipsey heard that I was home. and he filled up my little sister's backseat of her car with clothing for me.
Got it.
So I had clothes to wear. I was out 7 months before this happened.
This Big U, Nicky, he always look out for people when they come up.
Okay, so Big U, the guy that's talking now, this is the guy that basically he's Nipsey's former manager, and he's basically the guy that bridged Nipsey and the guy that's doing the interview, bridged them together. That's how Larry knew and was able to meet Nipsey, because he was, you know, a friend of Big U. Big U is Nipsey's former manager. So there you go. Just so you guys know, because I know you guys can't see what I'm saying. You can only hear it. So.
You know what I mean? He'll always be at the store all the time. But if he at the store and somebody just parole, you don't have to know him to look out for him. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
He'll hear somebody that just came home, and he might tell somebody that's working in the store that day, you know, look out for the homie, he just came home. That's just the kind of person he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's very important in this whole situation. That this is what Nipsey was just doing for everybody. Everybody that was just coming home. Everybody.
Yeah, he looked out for. He don't even. You got to remember, Nipsey is younger than all of the old dudes who coming home now. These dudes don't even know Nipsey. Nipsey don't know none of these dudes. Because cousin Kerry is older than me. I'm 52. He's 56. So if he just did 25 years, Nipsey would not know him. But if Nipsey know you got respect and you respect the dude, he gonna do. Like, I gave cousin Kerry money when he came home. Nipsey gave him clothes. Because, you know, Nipsey done this.
What up? They said, well, this is all we can give you. I said, well, I came with my medicine, but they gave that back to my parole officer and said, no, he won't be needing that. I said, this is what the doctor prescribed. They said, we got you. We got our own medicine here. They said it chipped a part of my pelvis. It's very difficult for me to walk, and it's close to the spine. And
shooting happened, and you know, the gunman leaves. How badly did you get injured yourself?
I got hit close to the spine, and
wow.
They said it chipped a part of my pelvis. So it's very difficult for me to walk. And these people up here told me to self-medicate. I said, what's that? And they said, hey, we're going to give you a bag of medicine. And I got it. And I'm like, this is Tylenol, man. What up?
Wow.
They said, well, this is all we can give you. I said, well, I came with my medicine, but they gave that back to my parole officer and said, no, he won't be needing this. I said, this is what the doctor prescribed. They said, we got you. We got our own medicine here. And
so you're actually
no more.
So you're actually in a wheelchair right now.
I'm in a wheelchair as we speak. Sitting by a trace light on the door.
So the shooting happened, and you get taken to the hospital, and then they put you in a wheelchair.
Right.
And you know, you're thinking, okay, the worst part is now over, at least. And then what happens with your parole officer after that?
Well, the hospital started playing games with the pain medicine, and one lady told me something about, well, I'm sorry, it was another person more emergency. I said, emergency is emergency. There's no more person than the next person. I said, you should watch your mouth, because that can you can end up losing your job behind that. I said, but I tell you what, I'll leave this hospital. Just give me a prescription, and I'll go back to the halfway house. So I went back to the halfway house, and I took the medicine and I laid down.
Now, I want you guys to understand what he just said. He just said that he was at the hospital. This is after this man had been shot in his back, cannot walk, wheelchair bound right now. Okay, he was at the hospital. He needed some pain medication. He asked the nurse or whoever at the hospital, hey, I need some pain medication. And she tells him, oh, well, you know, we gave it. Now, at what hospital don't have no more pain medication? That's number one. Who runs out of pain medication? I mean, come on. That's number one. And number two is what he said. You know, she's telling him, oh, well, you know, somebody needed it more than you do for emergency purposes. And he's like, wait a minute, you can lose your job like that. I mean, you know, because an emergency is an emergency. You don't hold or hoard medication based on who you think emergency is more than someone else. If someone says they have an emergency and the medication is available, it's available. But I mean, again, this is a hospital, so you don't run out of no medication. I mean, come on. You guys, just think. You know what I'm saying? Think. This man has been shot. This man, I mean, you know, you don't know if this man gonna lose his life or not. You don't know if one of his wounds become, you know, so rotten or something like that, and he died of like a blood disease. I mean, a lot of people don't understand when you get shot, it's not so much, you know, just being shot, because that is, you know, very, very bad. But you can die from all types of reasons. I've known people to get shot, get out of hospital, look like they feeling good, look like they doing well, and then die a couple of days later because, you know, one of the wounds, you know, was got infected, or the blood, something, you know, some people have to get blood transfusions and the transfusion didn't go well, or it didn't whatever. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Now, mind you, he is a key witness to a high profile murder. So letting him suffer and possibly die may be on the list. Just keep that in your mind. And
they said, okay, well, cool. So I was there a couple of days, and the parole officer came and said, oh, this is the one that's over me. I said, okay. So the one that was over him talked to me and interviewed me and stuff, and he left. So they came back again 2 days later with a third parole officer. I'm like, what's going on now? They said, well, we gotta take you into custody. I said, for what? He said, it's over our pay grade. It ain't us. It's up over it's higher than us. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, it's like parole board. I said, yeah. Okay, well, let's go. If I gotta go, I gotta go. But I was in a meeting when they took me out of the meeting at the place. I'm like, okay. So they take me to my room. They take my chain off, and they take the money the big you gave me. So they said, okay. So I'll just leave it here until I come back. He said, yeah. Well, you might come back. You might not. You could come back tomorrow. I said, well, I don't need to carry it if I'm coming back tomorrow. He said, all right. So when I get here, they said, well, you're here for parole violation. I said, for what? Well, coming into contact with a known gang member. I said, man, I ain't coming into contact with nobody. I was visiting some people, going to pay respects to a person's father who just passed away. My buddy, Ronnie. His father just died that Sunday. So that's all I was doing. And I was just going to change my shirt so I could look presentable in front of their people. That's it.
Now, I want you guys to understand, they can believe the getaway driver, the one that took Eric Holder up to the spot. He killed Nipsey Hussle, jumps in her car, she takes him somewhere, and they disappear for a couple of days. They can believe her when she says she didn't know that's what he was going to do. They can believe her and let her out, the getaway driver of a murder. But they cannot believe this man when he tells them, I wasn't connected to Nipsey like that. Like, I didn't know him like that. So they can't believe him, but they can believe her. And this makes sense to you guys. And then on top of that, Eric Holder, the guy that shot Nipsey, he has retained a lawyer. He has retained a high-profile lawyer. Where did he get the money to retain that high-profile lawyer? Where? Where did he get that money from? And if he didn't get the money, who's paying for it? These are questions that we really got to ask, you guys. Like, this is not some kind of conspiracy theorist. Like, this is really what's going on. The facts are right in front of our face. We just have to ask questions. We got to look at this thing from a logical perspective.
When I stopped over there with Nip, I got shot.
And they violated your parole over that.
And they violated my parole on that. Because first they said, we didn't see you did nothing wrong. Nobody said you did nothing wrong.
No, his parole hasn't been actually violated yet. he has to go to a hearing. They can't just violate it, so it's a process. So that's what we're trying to prevent him from violating his parole. He's not gonna be able to do no work. He can barely work. And over the last couple of days,
how many times did you actually get shot?
Once.
Sorry.
But when they hit me, they put me on the ground. You know, I couldn't get up. I could feel my legs, but I couldn't get up. And without your pelvis, you can't move or do nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
I landed on my stomach.
Now, how's your nephew doing, by the way?
He's okay. The bullet hit his belt buckle. So I said, that's God all day.
So, in the very worst case, if they violate your parole, what's going to happen?
They're going to have me do life again for coming in contact with a gang member, a known gang member. And he was a community activist. He's going to see the police chief the next day.
So you could potentially go back to prison for life for stopping by and getting a T-shirt.
Yeah. For violating parole.
That's not right.
And I just did life.
Right.
Yeah, well, you can't solve a problem with the same mind that created it, man. You know, we didn't create this. They did.
Well, you know, the problem is, what we trying to address is not only just for him. We trying to address the way they keep the parole, because he paroled to a halfway house, and in the halfway house, he had nothing but gang members. He just did 25 years with nothing but gang members.
Now, Big U, which is the other guy that's on the phone, he's making a valid point. He's saying that the fact that Larry, the victim that was shot, the fact that he's staying at a halfway house as part of his parole, he has to stay at a halfway house. So as part of his parole, because he has to stay at a halfway house, just him staying at a halfway house, he's going to come in contact with known gang members. I mean, they're in LA, you guys. They're in LA. Everybody knows LA is one of the major cities where there's, you know, a lot of gangs there, like real people who are in gangs. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's only natural that when guys are in these type of homes, they're going to come in contact with other, you know, guys that have been in prison, other guys that have been in gangs. But yet an activist, a community activist, like he said, which is Nipsey Hussle, he's, you know, stopping by, you know, getting a shirt, buying a shirt from the man's business, you know, or whatever. And because he's doing that, they're trying to violate his parole. This is BS, you guys. This is BS. This is BS, you know, and if you guys can't see this don't smell right, it don't look right. And if it don't smell right and it don't look right, it's not right. It's not right. So stay with me, because I want to criticize Vlad. I want to criticize Vlad TV, because this man, you know, did this interview. He has no lawyer present whatsoever. And everything that this man is saying, mind you, this man is a key witness to Nipsey Hussle's murder. Key witness, you guys. This is finna be a big trial. This man, Eric Holder, has reached OJ's trial, you guys, OJ Simpson. So that just lets you know. That lets you know right there. And he doesn't even have a lawyer telling him or helping him through this interview, because this interview can be used. Nobody's telling this man this, obviously.
His family and everybody. So you can't have a rule that says if you come in contact with gang members, and these are the only people he knows, he's forever on life parole. So he can be violated for any number of times, from 10 years to life again.
This is why I felt it was important. This is why I reached out to Big U and said, hey, you know, could we get Kerry on the phone and have him tell a story? Use our platform and the millions of people who watch it, you know, to see if they can make a difference. You know, I know that right now you're in a bad situation financially as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to post a link for people to be able to send money to you. You know, Nipsey has millions and millions of fans, and, you know, you're so tied to a story that I think that his fans would really care about what's happening to you right now. So we'll go ahead and, you could click the link below. You could actually send money to Kerry and put money on his books.
Okay, you guys, so that's it. All right. So as you guys can see, Vlad was like, hey, you guys, I'm going to post a GoFundMe link. You guys can go and donate. If you guys want to donate, you can go there and donate. I have some criticisms, though. I want you guys to stay with me. So again, I kind of already spoke about, him not having a lawyer. This man needs to retain a lawyer. Period, point blank. He needs to retain a lawyer. Eric Holder, the man who shot Nipsey Hussle, has retained a lawyer, or a lawyer retained him. Okay, we all know this man don't have any money to retain a high-profile lawyer like Christopher Darden is his name. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, Vlad did this interview and he didn't give this man any type of wisdom to help his case. Taking this man's interview and doing this interview, I mean, yeah, we all want to know, we all want to hear from him, but at the end of the day, because of this situation and how sensitive it is, I mean, I just feel like he should advise this man, hey, you might want to consult with a lawyer first before you do this interview. Or maybe your lawyer can be on the phone with us, because as you guys can see, they had a three-way call. It was Kerry Lathan, it was Big U, and it was Vlad. So it wasn't like a lawyer couldn't have been on the phone kind of helping and directing what is said, because again, everything that this man said in this interview can be used against him. And when you're going up on, against murder charges and things like that, and the government could possibly trying to set you up, they can use everything. So it's just not wise. There's nobody that's giving this man wise counsel. And then on top of that, they hired, they have a GoFundMe page. The GoFundMe page, as of last I checked, it was around like $8,000. Now, my thing is, we have all these people who loved Nipsey. now that Nipsey's gone, everybody has just come out in support, and they just love Nipsey. Where are the lawyers at? Where are the Black lawyers at? Why is there nobody trying to help this man? Because clearly the murderer, the guy that murdered somebody, he has a high profile lawyer. And he ain't paid for that lawyer, because it ain't no way this man had the money. So where is the lawyers that's gonna help our Mr. The witness, the key witness to everything? Where is his lawyer, Kerry Lathan's lawyer? Where is his lawyer? I mean, these are questions that we have to think about, you guys. I think that's all I have for you guys. Now, I want to also point this out. Eric Holder has not made any statements. He's not did any interviews. He's not made any statements. None. Because he has a lawyer telling him to probably keep his mouth shut. And he's probably telling him, while you're in there, don't talk to nobody, don't have no conversations, whatever. And the same should be for this man here, Kerry Lathan. He should not be speaking to nobody. He is a witness to a high-profile murder. That's number one. Number two is, I'm worried for this man's safety, because in jail, anybody could slip something in his food and say, oh, he died of natural causes. He's in jail. I mean, he's been shot. Anybody could give him the wrong medication. It could have his body could have a bad reaction to it, and he's gone. I mean, he's not safe in there. He needs a lawyer, somebody to try to get him out of there. What is happening to this man? It's got to be illegal on some type of playing field. It's got to be, because there's no way in hell that they're gonna make me believe that the woman, the getaway driver, was able to go home after telling them she didn't know he was gonna do that. That's all she said. I didn't know. So she didn't have to sit in jail and try to convince these people anything otherwise. They just let her go. But yet this man says, hey, I'm a victim. I was shot. I laid up in the hospital on my deathbed, probably. and y'all mean to tell me you're gonna lock me up? That don't make sense, guys. That does not make any sense whatsoever, you guys. But I don't know I don't know how far this video will go. I don't know who will watch this video. I can just hope that if his friends or family, anybody, will give this man wise counsel. He needs a lawyer. And if all of the people who was in support of Nipsey, oh, I love Nipsey, oh, he's, you know, whatever, all of that, and that's all fine and gravy. But look, let me tell you something. This is a key witness. Somebody needs to go to this man's aid. Just like Chris Darden, the guy that was a part of the O.J. Simpson trial, went to the man that murdered Nipsey Hussle's aid without question. So these are things that we have to think about, we have to take into consideration. This is all I have for you guys. Oh, I wanted to show you guys one more thing. Let me get this video because I want to show you guys. This is a known informant. I want you to pay attention to some of the things that he says. So give me a second. And after this, we'll be out of here. We're done after this.
The Black Desk was set up for a simple thing of infiltrating Black organizations and Black groups, whatever.
Where was this Black Desk, or were there a number of them?
There were a number of Black Desks, but the head Black Desk was in Washington, D.C., controlled by Sullivan. And
Was he Black?
No.
Mm-hmm. And what was the function of the Black Desks all over the country? I guess there were dozens.
The function of the Black Desk was to monitor activity, social unrest, revolutionary groups, cultural groups, and such in the Black community.
And feed it into this central desk. And it still exists?
As far as I know, yes.
We've seen a number of investigations into the assassination of Martin Luther King. We've seen an extended police trial of the assassination of Malcolm X. What you seem to say substantiates what many Black people say out on the street, that government agents or agencies knew that these assassinations were brewing and either participated in them or allowed them to take place.
It would behoove Black people, it would behoove all people, really, to question so-called the cut and dry one lone assassin theory. The Bureau and other intelligence agencies are very good at conspiracies. They are very good at...
Okay, you guys, I want to point this out. The man, this is he was an FBI informant for years. His name is Darthard Perry. Darthard Perry. D-A-R-T-H-A-R-D Perry. And he is a known FBI informant. He worked for them for years. He's basically given up the game. This is an old video. The man, I think, is passed away or something like that now. But he's basically given up the game. He's letting us know what his job was and, you know, what went on and some of the things that they had him do. I will also post this link if you guys want to see the full video of this in the comment section as well. But I want you guys to pay attention to what he just said. He just said that it would behoove all people, Black people, all people, that when they try to sell you a lone wolf story, it is not true, and that they are very good at conspiracies. That's exactly what he just said. You heard it from his mouth, a former known FBI informant. Okay? So I'm just going to play a little bit more.
The Bureau and other intelligence agencies are very good at one lone assassin theory. The Bureau and other intelligence agencies are very good at conspiracies. They are very good at setting people up to be killed. They are very good at making innuendos so the person will be killed.
City police don't know about.
Okay. So there you go. I will post if you guys want to see that entire video, I'll post it down in the comment section. I love you guys. Also, if you want to, because again, there are a lot of parallels with Eric Holder being an informant, you guys know. And I made a video breaking down the informant. The video has gotten like 6,000 or 7,000 views. I encourage, if you haven't seen that video, please watch that video. It breaks a lot of stuff down. And then come back and watch this video so that you can kind of see those parallels and see, you know, some of the things that stand out with informants. So that's all I have for you guys. I love you guys. I think that's all I have for you guys. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys. So go ahead and check that out. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful day or night, depending on where you are. And I'll talk to you soon. Also, you guys don't forget to follow me on all of my social medias. Nikel Younglove on Facebook, Nikel Younglove on Instagram, Nikel Younglove on Twitter. And then, of course, please don't forget to follow, like, share, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'll bring more and more videos just like this and on various different topics. You guys take care. Bye-bye.